Alright, now I would like to talk with you about your power hour. I have sent you all a sample of a good power hour that I use or I have adapted to my life and my schedule and my priorities. Now, you can modify it to fit your life, whatever you're doing, but you need to make sure that you're doing this every day that you've committed to business hours. Now, the key that you all need to realize in your coaching journey is you need to decide what coaching looks like for you. And that's going to look different with my life. That's what's going to look different from other people on our team. But you need to decide what that is for you and to be okay with it. What goals you set are all about you. This business is about you. But, it's important to share that with me so I know how I can lead you better, how I can guide you better. But you should never feel like you need to be running at the same speed as someone else, because you're always going to feel defeated and you're always going to feel like second best or like you can't achieve something or something's unattainable, and that is not fair to you. It's not fair to your life. My life looks completely different than someone else's. I work from home. I don't have to go into work. I don't have to divide my time with Beachbody with my 9 to 5. That's just my life, but that doesn't mean that because yours is different that you can't be at a certain level of success. You just need to decide what coaching looks like for you and run with it. If the other thing too is you need to set boundaries for yourself. So when you're working, and when you're with your family or doing other things, you're with your family or doing other things. This is an area that a lot of people struggle with, and a lot of people end up quitting because they can't figure out that balance. And again, in order to figure out that balance, you must be clear, 100% clear on what you can put into this and what you need to, and where you need to step back from. Because if you set boundaries, you'll need to be super, super effective during your work hours. So that means, okay, you communicate with your spouse, significant other, whatever, saying, all right, on Thursday nights from 7 to 8, I will be in my office working on Beachbody things. After that, I'm yours. Before that, I'm yours. But 7 to 8, I need you to help me to make sure that happens. So, for instance, maybe that just means that your spouse takes your kid out for a walk for that hour so that you have complete focus. Maybe that means you going to a coffee shop for an hour away from your house, away from distractions. Like for me, I get very distracted by housework. So that's my what's the word? Something that if I'm feeling overwhelmed at work, I'm like, oh, I just need to take a break and do some laundry. I'll start doing laundry for 4 hours. That's ridiculous because I'll turn on the TV. I'll get distracting myself. So I need to be in a distraction-free zone. And Ryan understands that because I've communicated that with him. So, with your power hour, this is what you do during your business hours, your time set aside for Beachbody. You set an alarm. You put your phone on airplane mode. You do not do any more scrolling on Facebook. You mark any message that you get unread, and you go offline in your Facebook chats. I'm going to share with you my power hour, and for 10 minutes I spend time forming new conversations. So I start messaging people, but I do not reply. I shoot out the, hey girl, I love your dog, I love this picture, I haven't talked to you in a while, what are you up to these days? I send that out for 10 minutes. Once that 10 minutes up, my alarm will go off and I move on to the next task, which is follow-ups, 15 minutes of follow-ups. So that's when I reply to anyone who has sent me a message back, either within that time or from the previous day. Again, I only stick to that 15 minutes. When that timer goes off, I'm done. Next, I do Instagram or Facebook posts. So I go through some pictures that I've stored and I start editing them. I start creating posts that fit in to my post schedule, which is something I've talked about before. This is how I make sure that my brand is consistent. This is how I make sure that I'm posting consistently. Yes, sometimes I do create organic posts throughout the day, but other times, things that are more thought out, I I prepared them. So I've already written them the day before or earlier in the day to be posted later at night. This helps to make sure that you're not scrambling at 6:50 saying, "Oh my goodness, I haven't posted today. I'm just going to put up a picture of my cat." Because you know what? Great. So what? You checked off a box, but you didn't do anything that was efficient. You didn't really present value. You just checked off a box. And that is not how you will find success. You will find success by planning ahead and making sure that your content is of value. I mean, that's what we're doing here. We're trying to give people positivity, encouragement, inspiration so that they can take control of their lives again. Then next, I'll spend 15 minutes doing a challenge group post. So I'll be loading up my post-crone things. And, this is really important so that I'm not waking up at 7 in the morning scrambling to write a post really quickly. Because number one, that's not giving my challenge group the best of me. That's, again, me checking off a box and doing the bare minimum. You need to be doing as much as you can for these people because they're putting their trust in you. They're believing in what you're saying, and you need to honor that. You need to honor them. So honor them by giving them good content and, truly caring about them. And this power hour is what's going to get you there. Then I spend some time doing online training. So I go on YouTube and I look up, some top coaches. A lot of top coaches have amazing webinars, or you can find a way to get into their pre-recorded, coach calls. I love listening to them because they're so encouraging and they have the answers because they've been doing it. So if you are feeling stuck in an area, if you feel like you have a fear of doing something. So if that's conversing with new people, if that's creating social media content, if that's personal development, if that's feeling confident as a coach or even leading your own coaches, there's so many resources out there. If you think I have the answers, I only got the answers because I sought them out. And you need to be doing that too. And then also in addition to all of these things, I do my personal development, which is about 15 minutes of reading. So my power hour is actually a 2 hour, so there's a lot more time in here because I have the time to do a 2 hour, but if I don't, I will stick to a 1 hour, which is also, which pretty much is all of the same behaviors, just done in a shorter period of time. So check out the resource I sent you. It's probably in an email. If you cannot find it, I would search in the Glow Dynasty resources Google Doc that you all have access to. And you can also find on our team page. But this is so vital. If you are feeling overwhelmed, if you are feeling inefficient, if you're lacking in consistency, look at your daily behaviors and do a self-evaluation. This is so essential. All of us need to be evaluating ourselves every day to see if we're really putting in the work, to get the results that we want. You can't say that. You can't be upset if you're not hitting Success Club 10 if you're talking to 2 people a day. That's not going to get you there. If you want to hit big numbers, if you want to help more people, you need to be talking to more people. Your numbers need to be astronomically higher. You need. I personally reach out to 10 people a day. I could be doing more, but that's a number that I'm comfortable with. When I first started, I was doing 5 a day. Again, that was something I was comfortable with. Actually, no, I wasn't comfortable with that. That was something I was uncomfortable with. But I desperately wanted to hit Success Club 5 every month. I wanted to make sure that Shakeology was not a burden to my family. So I was adamant about making sure that I helped 3 people that would pay for my shakes and help me build a profit. And that's something I've done since day one of deciding to be a coach. Again, why you're here as a coach. That's what's gonna drive you when crap starts hitting you. When you had an awful day and you're like, you know what? I don't want to do any work. I just want to sit and watch Netflix. You know what? That's okay. It's okay to do that as long as the next day you pick yourself up and you do the work. Because I've had days where I just need to unplug and check out. But if you're checking out every other day, there's a problem. And that's probably because you're not doing a power hour. And that's probably because you're letting other people dictate your time. You need to dictate your time so that you can help more people. So that's me just sharing my perfect day. Oh yeah, and then after the power hour, I will do my workout. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope that you guys are feeling more confident. So let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you later.